Welcome to TMZ Live. We found out that Hulk Hogan's widow is going to file a medical malpractice case, and this all aligns with the stories we broke about things that happened to Hulk before his death.
That happened to him before his death, and things that the police learned on the day of his death. We're talking about is this damage or alleged damage, I guess I should say, to his phrenic nerve. And Sky Daly, his widow, has been running, I guess you would say, running her own investigation into this since his death, and now she's going to file a lawsuit. Obviously, what she has discovered at this point is alarming enough that she is going to file this malpractice lawsuit.
So let's talk about the phrenic nerve. That is connected to the diaphragm, which controls breathing. When the police arrived, when the first responders arrived, and this is on body cam as well as in the police report, the occupational therapist who happened to be there at the time told the police that
Hulk's phrenic nerve
had been severed, and that, he said, was the cause of death. Now, we don't know that the occupational therapist, the occupational therapist
clearly acknowledged that there was concerns about this.
We've confirmed through Sky.
And Sky herself, she used the word compromised. But beyond that, whether you say compromised or severed, we know that Sky ordered a private autopsy done.
Before we get to the private autopsy, we do know that something about the 911 call. It has not yet been made private. We have
been made public.
Public, rather. We have sources who have heard that tape. And in the tape, Sky is telling the dispatcher, my husband stopped breathing. So it wasn't one of those
sudden
heart attacks.
A heart attack.
That's right. It was, my husband stopped breathing. That aligns with not being able to breathe. The phrenic nerve, was it severed? So now the autopsy.
Right. And the autopsy, now Sky has not revealed the results of that autopsy, but the fact that she is planning to file a medical malpractice suit, I think more than strongly hints at what the autopsy, what she found from that autopsy. So, she has not revealed it yet.
So we had some questions about, did she actually do an autopsy? Because nobody seemed to know where the body was for a long time. Brooke, Hulk's daughter, actually visited 2 days ago, visited the body at a funeral home, and she saw that below the neck there were clear signs that an autopsy had been performed. So you would think that it kind of, whatever the autopsy showed would reveal the state of the phrenic nerve.
Right.
And that could end up being the core of the lawsuit.
But the results of the autopsy are absolutely critical, right? Because if it says he died from a severed phrenic nerve, you'd want to make that public. It bolsters your lawsuit. What I worry about with Hulk in a lawsuit like this is that there's a lot of confounding variables that may have contributed to his death. He lived a long life. He used steroids. Your heart can be compromised. Whatever that autopsy says is critical, because it's a hard case to prove. If the autopsy says phrenic nerve severed and that's why he stopped breathing, it's a great case. If it says other confounding variables, it's harder to prove.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be linked to the death, right? I mean, there could have been malpractice and they could still win the lawsuit.
It's a much more valuable lawsuit if it contributed to his death than if it just, he had a severed
because if there was malpractice, but it ended up that he died from something else, then the damages would just be limited to the very short period of time.
That's right.
But they obviously think that the phrenic nerve had something to do with stopping the breathing.
The nerve damage was, when the surgery was a couple of months.
In May.
There were two surgeries. We're not sure which one it was. But it was months before.
That's difficult too, because he lived so long with the severed phrenic nerve. The time between the surgery and his death was long enough that if the nerve were severed in the surgery, how was he breathing fine for so long? If it happened on the operating table, they severed it and he stopped breathing. That's different.
Was he breathing fine for all that time? You're making that assumption.
I don't know. You're right.
A Juris Doctor. You're not a doctor.
It's true, but it's interesting.
He's barely that.
He's barely
all these will come up. It'll be interesting.
DJ Mercado, New York. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing that she's looking into it, because there definitely could be some type of malpractice when it comes to the actual surgery. I hope she gets the outcome that she's looking for, especially in terms of settlement. But I think is definitely worth looking into, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, she's done that by way of an autopsy. And again, we will see. That doesn't mean because she believes it and is going to file it that it's true, and they do have to establish cause of death, but they've done that autopsy, and for whatever reason, she is going forward.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will have no shortage of help putting together their wedding, because people are just stepping forward now saying, pick me, pick me. And maybe you think they'd be like an up-and-coming designer or someone who wants to be involved.
Nope.
No. Martha Stewart is even so enamored with this couple that she's decided she's going to throw her hat in the ring.
To cater the wedding.
To cater
but you
the
got to know
wedding.
something. You got to know something about Martha Stewart. What did she say?
It's time to call in the ultimate wedding planner.
So she is. Martha Stewart, I know a lot about her. I've read books on her. I interviewed her for an episode of Objectified.
You went to the farmhouse.
I did. And she started out as a caterer in her hometown. I think it was in Connecticut.
I thought she
in
was a
Greenwich.
model first, no?
Well, she was a model.
Right.
But her success.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I know you're the expert.
You at Martha B. I know what you're saying. I get it. I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, this was code. So her big success, she was hugely successful as a caterer, which then kind of evolved into the whole Martha Stewart's Living brand. But as a caterer, she was making a ton of money in Connecticut, and she would be amazing.
I didn't know that Martha was a Swiftie.
Everyone's a Swiftie.
Everyone's a Swiftie.
No, everyone is not a Swiftie.
They kind of are. If not
Everybody wants to be
one.
associated with being being a Swiftie.
And you understand why Martha's doing this, because who doesn't? Betty Crocker even commented, "I'll make the cake."
Betty Crocker's not a person.
That makes more sense,
it's
though.
not a
That
person,
there's
but it's a company.
That's a
Everyone wants to
corporation
do
that
it.
is like looking
But
for.
Martha would be good, but Taylor's not going to have it. It's not true to Taylor. Taylor doesn't have like these big names that help her. It's going to be someone like small and local and like quaint. She's not going to do. She's not going to do anything big and elaborate like this. So
that's the question. Is she going to do a big
is the
elaborate
wedding going to be?
Well, and the difference, maybe the wedding is going to be small, the ceremony, but the reception may be huge.
Yes, I could see that.
Well, if the reception's huge, she's not going to cater the wedding ceremony.
The reception is what Martha would be catering.
It's going to be a small, like, local, somewhat. That's what Taylor does. She gives back, and it's not going to be a big person.
But without a doubt, either big or small, there's going to be a ton of celebrities there. And one person that already posted too was Selena Gomez.
But that's her
Taylor's
friend.
bestie. But she's also a mega celebrity. Could possibly be trying to gun for the role of maid of honor, because she posted when Bestie gets engaged. A lot of people think that maybe this is her way of trying to be like,
I'm your best friend, I'm your maid of honor.
Maid of honor, no. And then also even Flava Flav, we got like an exclusive video.
That's the best.
Oh, so
He
good.
wants to be
this video.
Ordain the
So
wedding.
this is check it. This is Flav telling us what he would like to do.
And he's a huge Swiftie.
Yes, he is.
I knew this was going to happen. I could not wait for the day to happen. You know what I'm saying? Now my girl Taylor is engaged to my boy. I'm stoked. I can't wait for the wedding. Not only that, but when y'all get married, let your boy Flava Flav be the officiator. I would love to officiate the wedding.
He would be amazing. That would be fun.
It would be fun, but more like first dance fun. Not the entire wedding fun.
Or you just want him to announce the couple when they come out.
Like now
That's
we're
not a
introducing
bad
for
idea.
the yes, it can't be the full wedding.
He would be great.
She's a poet.
So
But again, that speaks to what is the reception going to be like? Is it going to be
a
huge
party.
So
the Kelce brothers,
Of course
come on,
it's gonna be a party.
oh my gosh,
But is it going to be a family party or?
So do you ever hear of Keeping Up with the Joneses, right? Of
course.
Yes.
So are they going to keep up with the Sanchez's in this one?
The Sanchezos?
Sanchezos.
No.
I'm serious. So now they've kind of set the bar on the, quote, wedding of the century.
Yes.
So does Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, do they try to outdo the opulence
no
of it?
way.
No, because Lauren Sanchez and Jeff were so over the top, always like showing off, like doing everything.
I think there was backlash.
There was, and that's not what Taylor's going to be. It's going to be intimate and small and keep it very private and personal, and then we'll get to see it all afterwards. They're not going to do it that we can see it all step of the way. That's not Taylor.
Final question, does Blake Lively get invited?
No,
Sure does not.
no. Who's Blake Lively?
I know.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I live in Nashville, and my millennial heart is so excited to see Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift in their fiance era together. It has been so fun to see all of her celebrity friends support, even some Chiefs players supporting Patrick and Brittany. So it's been just the best week to see all of these celebrities supporting our girl Taylor.
Pretend I'm Sigmund Freud for 30 seconds. Why are you so invested in that?
I mean, I am from Kansas City originally, and
okay.
I've always been a Swiftie ever since it was not cool to even be a Swiftie when I was in high school. And these are all people I grew up watching and who I've been listening to their music, watching their TV shows, seeing their appearances. Even Flavor Flav was on TV when I was growing up, when I was like in middle school. So it's a very fun connection. And yeah, she even got engaged in my hometown.
Okay, that'll be
insane.
$190.
Coming up.
Well, sadly, here we are again as a nation looking at the families, the survivors in Minneapolis after the school shooting. One of the things that we have heard discussed a lot are conversations about the motive, about the shooter's motives.
Is it really revelatory?
Be right back.
Well, sadly, here we are again as a nation looking at the families, the survivors in Minneapolis after the school shooting that occurred at the church there, and asking all the questions that we always ask about gun control, about mental health.
You know, not that many people are talking about gun control right now.
It's almost like they don't talk about it as much now because we've reached a place where we've talked about it. These things are so unfortunately commonplace. The conversations we normally have, we're not having as much now
because it feels
like the
normalized
on it.
That it's almost okay. This is America.
One of the things that we have heard discussed a lot are conversations about the motive, about the shooter's motives in pulling this off.
Right.
And I'm a little confused by that conversation because
I am a lot confused by it.
The shooter is dead. There's not going to be a trial. There's no prosecution here.
And
what's the value in this?
Is it really revelatory? I mean, we know that these are people who are, have mental problems, who are just simply crazy. So I really want to get into that.
What's the value of it? Is there a value in it?
Let's get into because they focus on that. Law enforcement focuses on that after each of these.
And when you say law enforcement, our next guest is someone who worked in the FBI for 28 years. Mary Ellen O'Toole is a former FBI profiler, and she is joining us right now. Mary Ellen, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Mary Ellen, explain that to us, because Charles and I were having this conversation earlier today. It just seems to me, what good does it do you to know the motive of a crazy person? Because, there may be a shooting at a school today, a church next week, an office the following week. Is motive really what we should be focusing on?
Well, that's a great question. And as I heard you both discussing it a second ago, I thought now's really the time to really have this discussion again. So let me start off by saying this. What you've just described when you say these are just the actions of a crazy person, I can tell you that having worked on the Columbine High School shooting, which was 24 years ago, the same conclusions or reached by some people. Whoever did this had to be crazy, had to be evil, had to be a monster. And we still hear those three explanations today, which for me, as someone who's been involved in these kinds of cases, knows that those kinds of explanations really are not helpful at all. So we really have to educate the public. Part of what is essential in these crimes is the predicate behavior. What does the offender do before they actually go into the church? What do they do before they actually go into the school? And that is tied to motive. So motive happens in the brain. They think about it, but it's preceded by life experiences, who made them angry, who ticked them off, when they decided to take certain actions. And if we can go back in time, as an FBI profiler, that's what we used to do, to say, at what point did they start thinking this way? Who were the people in their lives that we could talk to who could tell us, yes, this is where the behavior changed. This is where we saw a noted noted difference. And here's what those differences are. It gives us as profilers and law enforcement and mental health people stronger abilities to prevent violence.
But why? You've had so many of these shootings. Why isn't there an analysis of all the case studies where that information comes out? Because, like you said, this has been 30 years in the making, and we still haven't gotten anything that's particularly helpful.
Actually, there is a lot of research that comes out. There's a lot that the Secret Service has published. There's a lot that the FBI has published. And understanding this behavior is critical to understanding at what point did this young person decide that this was the answer to their problems. And that comes from understanding when they first started to consider taking these kinds of actions. Then we can use that information for other cases. And we absolutely do. We absolutely do.
One of the things I found most horrifying about the reports about the shooter is that they were clearly inspired by and thought a lot about these previous cases. You mentioned Columbine, Parkland, Sandy Hook. It feels to me, because of that, that we have reached sort of a tipping point in society, that when you have people who are on the edge with their mental health, that this now has been so normalized, they do see it as a viable route to take, whereas it just wasn't like that. I know for me growing up that this was not something we ever thought about, and now it is so normalized. So how do you turn that back? How do you make this not normal so that people who are on the edge don't do this sort of thing?
When you have violent ideas, when you have violently sexual ideas, strange ideas, aberrant ideas. Prior to Columbine, there was no one to talk to about that, to normalize it. But nowadays, you can go in and be on the internet, and you can talk to someone halfway around the world and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Is there something wrong with me? Oh, heck no, there's nothing wrong with you. So at the point where we solved that as a major factor, we realized that this was not fixable on the level that we were hoping that it could be fixable. And now, as you say, it's normalized. It really has become almost an accepted part of our culture, because if you can just watch this case, it sort of wanes. After a day or so, it begins to wane, and then people go on to something else. And yet there are so many contributing factors that we could make a difference if we subscribe to the warning behaviors.
I got to say, Mira, it's feeling hopeless.
Well, please don't feel hopeless.
I'm just being honest. It's feeling hopeless.
I know. But the key for this is that everybody, not just the mental health people, not just law enforcement, but everyone has to be aware of the warning behaviors. And over the last 40 years, I have kept track of the 3 prominent reasons that people don't report warning behaviors. And it's not because they want to see something terrible happen. It's not. But the 3 reasons that people do not report warning behaviors is that they try to normalize the behavior because they don't want to know that their loved ones could be about to carry out a violent action. So they normalize it. Number 2, they explain the behavior away. Oh, that person is just having a bad day. I'm sure it'll go away. I'm sure as they get older, it will go away. Or number 3, they completely ignore it. Please understand, I'm not being critical of family or friends, but we absolutely must do a better job of understanding that if we're the ones that live with our loved ones and we see these changes in their behavior, they're overt changes. They're overt behaviors that are different from the way that person was 6 months ago. Then you combine that with their access to firearms. That is the time to reach out for a mental health person, someone that you trust that could reach out to mental health, or to law enforcement. But law enforcement can't be in your living room or in your kitchen. A mental health person can't be there 24/7. So it is imperative that we finally accept the fact that this has to be just like we use wraparound services for mental health, it has to be wraparound services, and family and loved ones really need to know the behaviors, and they have to do something with it. Do not normalize it, explain it away, and please don't ignore it.
Yeah, well,
You're right. Ignoring it is not the.
that's clearly not the answer. It's just.
but it does feel very difficult. Mary Ellen O'Toole, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
I appreciate your having me. Thank you.
Thanks.
Coming up.
Emma Stone is all in. She is a believer in aliens.
But that we're alone out here is a pretty narcissistic thing to think. So yes, I'm coming out with it. I believe in aliens. Thank you.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too.
Did you just say, look at the water? I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Emma Stone is all in.
She's all in
for something that you have espoused for a long time.
Emma Stone is eminently reasonable.
She is a believer in aliens. Now,
first
based
of all,
on what you're about to hear.
Can we diminish this a little bit? You're diminishing.
No.
Intelligent life. I know.
I don't even know. What do you mean intelligent life?
Intelligent life.
I don't know that she's espousing that.
That's what she's saying.
But my question is, does she really believe it, or is she believing it because, well, let's be honest, it's going to help sell her next movie? She was at the Venice Film Festival and was talking about her role in this movie, Begonia. And she plays a CEO who is kidnapped because her captors believe that she is from another planet. I don't know if they think she's a good alien or a bad alien, probably bad since they kidnapped her. But this is what she said about other forms of life in the universe.
One of my favorite people that has ever lived is Carl Sagan, and I watched his show Cosmos and fell madly in love with his philosophy and his science and how brilliant he seems to be. And I think he very deeply believed that the idea that we are alone in this vast expanse of the universe, truly, not that we're being watched, but that we're alone out here, is a pretty narcissistic thing to think. So yes, I'm coming out with it. I believe in aliens. Thank you.
So I think she used the word aliens.
See the way she said at the end, almost mockingly, like, I believe.
No,
in
she's
aliens.
basing it on
Carl Sagan. And
we've talked about this for years. How can you say that we are the only? Why would
in
we
the
be
vast expanse of this universe?
This infinite universe. Why would we be the only form of intelligent life? Why? Why would you discount this anywhere else? And by the way, intelligent life may not look like us. It may be totally different.
Yeah.
But the idea of saying it doesn't exist is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Again, if Emma Stone had just come forward and talked about this in a setting outside of promoting a film,
she's citing Carl Sagan.
I felt like
she's citing Carl Sagan.
I thought the way she said that was just so beautiful. Like, I always thought Emma Stone was like attractive, but I just felt like she was so eloquent there.
So this is about her being hot.
Do you think she's?
I just thought I already thought she was hot, but I feel like she kind of like went up a couple points because like when you hear
so that's what this is about.
Like that,
she's now.
I think you guys said most
she's
of
now
it.
a 9.5.
Yeah, that's probably a good rating. But I think you share like a very similar view to her. You know, it's like
I do.
It's ignorant to say that there's nothing else.
She said narcissistic,
but she's
and
also
she's
not
right.
like a you. She's like a little bit more reasonable than you. I feel like you're more
because
of like
she
a
actually
UFO
tempered it
guy.
by saying we're not being watched. And that's my point also. Yes, I do believe that there are other forms of life in the vast expanse of the universe. But do they know that we exist? Are they trying to get to us?
Yeah.
Are they observing us? Are they flying around the planet?
We're doing that on other planets.
So.
We've gone to the moon.
We haven't gone.
We have gone to Mars.
We have gone to other planets that are right next to us. We have not gone out of this galaxy.
Right.
We haven't gone out of the solar system.
Maybe
she's talking about the universe.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
This is the solar system.
Yeah.
This is the galaxy.
Yeah.
And this is the universe.
Well, so what you're saying is nobody could be more intelligent than us to go further than we've been able to. That's ridiculous. That's narcissistic.
But why would they be trying to get to us?
Because of what we're trying to do right now. We want to go to the sun eventually. We want to go as far.
You're talking about things that are right next to us.
I'm talking about.
And what she's talking about and what I'm
what
talking
if
about.
there is intelligent life that could go vast
I'm sure
solar
there is
systems
intelligent
away.
life. I just don't think they're trying to get to us.
Why are we trying to explore?
Why are we so important that they are trying to get to us?
Why are we?
Why do they even need us?
Why are we exploring other planets? Why?
Hi, my name is Royce Wynn, and of course she has to say she believes in aliens because she's trying to sell a movie. That would be idiotic to not say that you don't believe in aliens.
Well, what about Carl Sagan? What do you say about him? He's not selling a movie.
He was selling books, man.
He's not selling a movie.
He was selling books.
He's not selling...
Cosmos.
Give me a break.
Billions.
Coming up.
The Backstreet Boys are living at a level they have never been before in their career.
So Brendan has a source that tells us that they're making $1 million a show. Turns out that figure is wrong. It's wrong by a lot.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. The Backstreet Boys are living at a level they have never been before in their careers.
Who has been at this level before?
You know what? And maybe the magic of it is simply the venue that they are now playing, the Sphere in Las Vegas. People in our office, and you've heard people talking about this show, it is extremely successful. What we discovered, though...
Well, we should say, let's build this up.
All right, here we go. A little more build.
Brendan over here.
Mm-hmm. Brendan, you went to the show, right?
It's amazing, yes.
Okay. So Brendan has a source that tells us that they're making $1 million a show. And that seemed like an awful lot of money. My recollection is Celine Dion made about half that per show.
When she made that.
It's a lot of money.
Yes.
So we then sought to verify it. And we have a real Sphere insider. And turns out that figure is wrong. It's wrong by a lot. It's wrong by 4 times. Thing is, it's not 4 times less. It's 4 times more. $4 million a show. They gross. The Backstreet Boys gross $4 million a show.
And it's because of merchandise. They have all these packages where you can buy the VIP tickets, the platinum tickets, the travel packages to fly out to Vegas.
The merch.
We put up all of that, yeah.
And so when you put all of it together, and they have 17,000 seats at the Sphere, when you put all of it together, they spent $7 to $8 million on the creative, on the
with the video that goes in the screen.
But they made that back a long time ago, and they are grossing. Now they still have to pay costs, but I was told it's not a huge percentage.
When you say cost, you mean just for the operation of the Sphere,
the overhead and everything they have to pay,
the crew and all that.
The idea that they are making more, even if you account for inflation. They're making more today than they did at the height of their career.
It makes you wonder how many people are calling this, how many artists are calling the Sphere this morning.
The managers going like, hey, you know what? Would you guys have an opening?
Yeah, we're next.
I'm told, I'm told the Eagles may actually make more than that. That they may actually make.
Which, I mean, that would make sense,
which kind of makes sense, right? Because the Eagles, their fans are of an age where that's what they're spending their money on, right? And the Backstreet Boys fans are certainly, clearly, obviously,
they're spending money.
They're spending money on this. But the Eagles have a much bigger catalog, much longer. Yeah.
So the Backstreet Boys have extended the run. I think they've done around 30. They've extended it 7 more, and we're told that they're going to go even beyond the 7.
But the question is, if they go beyond the 7, do they get to renegotiate, or
And does it go up at that point?
Every time you keep adding shows, you're basically saying, we want you to keep coming back because we're making money off of you. So couldn't their people be like, hey, we want to renegotiate?
Yeah, you think that the Sphere is losing leverage every time they ask an artist to extend. And the artist goes,
in their favor to say, hey, we want to renegotiate what we're making.
But there's also a theory. There's also a theory that if they make money, it means you made money, and they just have to calculate: are we going to make more off the Backstreet Boys than we would, say, another act?
True.
And then they just calculate that whichever benefits the Sphere the most, right? Math.
Yeah.
Math, everybody.
Jamie from Kentucky. Touring can be a huge burden, not just financially, but physically. And they're all dads and they just want some stability. And so being at the Sphere is a huge plus for them because they get to have a little bit more work-life balance and get paid doing what they love.
Cardi B might be my favorite person to ever take a witness stand in any trial.
You didn't
under any
see you didn't see Dolly Parton, and I did.
Well, that's true, but I'm sure that the way Cardi B says what she says on the witness stand, you know, of course, she's in the middle of a civil suit for $24 million brought by a security guard at a medical building who claims that Cardi assaulted her one day. Cardi says they got into a verbal argument only because the security guard was recording her.
Right.
So this piece
and that Cardi never laid a hand on her.
Right. So this piece of testimony focuses on some things that Cardi allegedly said to the security guard regarding size. This is gold.
You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean,
what is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the questions.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at the time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion?
Objection, Rob.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer that.
Okay. Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch.
Bitch?
Yes.
Okay, did you call her that? Case
No, I called her a bitch. Case, and I just love the eye thing. Can you see? I mean, that was
You have her medical records.
hysterical. Okay, can I tell you? I concede to you.
Yes.
It's the best.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there for Dolly.
I'm
but
sorry,
Priest
Dolly.
Dolly did not
I'm
say
sorry,
anything
Dolly.
like that.
Dolly got in the stand and she played guitar and sang. But that's better. That's better.
When Cardi was leaving court, there were a lot of fans there focusing on her size. And
there are a lot of rumors she's pregnant.
Rumors about her being pregnant, which she has denied. She's yelled at fans on social media about it.
But I mean, if it were true, it would be.
But this is her walking out of the courtroom, and people were
She's
like,
not beating those pregnancy allegations. After this and the other things that she's been wearing, first of all, we've seen Cardi in court plenty of times before, plenty of times. She's always wearing relatively like fitted outfits in her court. She's got really good court fashion. This trial, she has been wearing all the things that say I'm pregnant. Like, it's, first of all, it's summer in LA. It's hot as all get out. She's not wearing
she's wearing
outfits. The other day, she was wearing like something.
And it's before Labor Day.
Thick.
Still before Labor Day.
Yeah.
You got it in.
Another telltale sign is the way she was walking. She had like the pregnant
That's what
walk,
people
waddle, like
are noticing. Now,
her feet, even if she had on
to be
heels,
clear,
she was
I
sitting
am
down.
not saying that.
Me either. But I'm just saying she's not beating the allegations. Like the walk, the outfit.
There are allegations. There's no crime here.
The pregnancy allegations.
We'll see what happens in October. We'll see.
Ebony from Asheville, North Carolina. Watching this trial has been super entertaining. I mean, like, hello? I feel like she should have definitely said, I'm so tiny, she's so big and tall.
No. You got to admit, it's better not to verbally say it, but to do the eye thing that she did. That was
like, hello?
genius. That was hysterical.
I was just waiting for her to pull out a scale and be like,
Coming up.
Meghan Trainor showed up at the premiere last night for the paper. She recently revealed that she has been taking, I think it's Manjaro. She looks great.
She looks
It's just, you know,
great.
people always say she became famous. Her first hit was all about the bass.
Well, that's the joke of it all.
Be right back.
Speaking of Cardi,
I would love to know I would love to see what Cardi B has to say about this particular segment. Meghan Trainor showed up at the premiere last night for the paper, which, by the way, I don't know if you heard it, it's a spin-off of The Office.
Yep.
And a lot of people talking about
she looks great.
How great she looks. She recently revealed that she has been taking, I think it's Manjaro. You know, one of the weight loss drugs. And this was an opportunity where people got to see her flaunting it. And everyone says
Manjaro should pay her. Manjaro should pay her.
They might be.
Oh, they might be.
They might be. I don't know.
Actually, what a good idea.
Well, they do that.
Yeah,
with
but I didn't think of that. But they probably do that.
Yeah, they absolutely do that. So, you know, people are making comments about how much weight she's
I mean,
clearly
comments
lost.
to say the least. I don't really know why she was at this premiere, but I mean, I feel like I would also
Maybe
show
she's
up
a
to a
fan.
random premiere if I looked this good.
Oh, wait a minute. So she's not in it.
No, she's not
in it.
involved
She
in the
just-
show, but I mean, look at her body. She's in this like plunge bodysuit with these little white shorts. Her hair's up.
No, but that's actually a really good point. Why was she there?
No, but that happens
Why
all the
wouldn't
time,
you show
Harvey.
up if you looked that good?
People
I
get
mean,
invited to premieres who aren't actually in the production.
I suppose.
Exactly.
I suppose.
She looks great.
She
It's
looks
just, you know,
great.
people always say she became famous. Her first hit was all about the bass.
well, that's the joke of it all, is that she, you know, was known for embracing, you know, being, you know, a little bit heavier and not being the skinny stereotype. Body
is how they say it,
positive.
Alexa.
Yes, sorry. Politically
Body
correct.
positive.
That
right.
seemed
Body
to have been a
positive.
phase in the late teens.
Right.
I'm not sure that phase exists anymore because of these drugs.
Well, of course, like GLP-1s are now
Serious.
all the rage.
I
so,
think people have changed their opinion about it.
And now they are all about the trouble.
for sure. The trust.
Dominique from Atlanta, Georgia. I think that she is all about the bass. And I think if you need to do something to make yourself feel better, she should do it. She's a mom. She's a great artist. And I'm just ready for the next album. You look amazing, Megan.
She really does.
Yeah, she looks great.
And no shame in Manjaro.
Coming up.
French Montana is engaged to be married
to a princess.
To a princess of Dubai. Her name is Sheikha Mara. And
Sheikha's got cash.
Sheikha got money.
Be right back.
It's probably impossible to overshadow Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's engagement.
I thought you were going to say Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos.
Oh, well, we'll get to the wedding, because the wedding, yes, they might be overshadowed.
Well,
There's another celebrity engagement, and this one, at least financially, rivals Taylor and Travis.
Very much so.
We broke the story on TMZ Hip Hop. French Montana is engaged to be married
to a princess.
To a princess of Dubai. Her name is Sheikha Mara. And
Sheikha's got cash.
Sheikha got money. Let me tell you something, French. I am very proud of you, playa. She's worth about 1.5 billion.
With a B.
Yes, that's what she's worth. And then you take in all the family money. Anyway, they arrived in Morocco, which is French's
his country,
home country, and got the welcome you would expect French to get, and especially now with this fiance. Oh boy!
Wow!
Family's like, come on in, come on in.
Wow!
I think this is great. Great for French, and joking about the money.
They should have a show, How to Marry a Billionaire, because it's in the air.
It really is.
I kind of like that.
So in this case, French is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
By the way, both doing just fine on their own, but
100%.
There's always somebody with a little more.
A little, you can bet a bigger jet.
Hi, Mackenzie from Texas. I think that this engagement happened way too early, and it makes me wonder, is this a money grab for French Montana? Because it seems like he only dates very wealthy women.
Oh, those are the circles he runs in. You know, you date.
Would you say the same thing about women who date wealthy men?
Yeah, I mean, it could go either way, you know.
Well, you say that so reluctantly. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about?
Hey, my name's Taylor, and I'm in Orange County talking about the Minnesota shooting. So I think over the last decade, the media has not only encouraged and pushed this mental health crisis, and I think that's one of the reasons this happened yesterday. I think Kash Patel and the administration really have to look at platforms like Reddit and Twitch, where I have personally seen calls for political violence, hate crimes, terrorism, and nothing ever happens. And I think those are the warning signs you guys were discussing earlier.
It's a really good point. That's really, really
always,
It's really astute.
You can have access to all these thoughts and ideas on the internet.
You're right. You're absolutely right. One more.
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Philadelphia, and I'm so excited for Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift. They've been longtime best friends, and just to see them being able to have this moment together through the trials and tribulations of their relationships, the ups and downs, it's just something that they can really enjoy together, and I can't wait to see them be brides. They're going to be so gorgeous.
What if Selena picks Taylor to be her bridesmaid or maid of honor, but Taylor picks somebody other than Selena?
I mean, I don't know who would be in runnings.
No, there's
You
this
know?
woman, I forget her name, like Abigail or somebody
Yes,
that
Abigail's,
you grew
Taylor's,
up
like,
with.
childhood,
right?
childhood best
Well, she's married, so she could be the matron of
Yeah, she
honor.
could be. Well, you can't have a matron and a maid
Yeah,
of
you can't
honor.
do both.
You just pick one.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Jamie Foxx is known for his impressions. He just debuted a new one, Busta Rhymes. And honestly, if you close your eyes,
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes.
and you would think you are watching a clip of Busta Rhymes.
Be right back.
Jamie Foxx is known for his impressions, and I mean,
He's awesome.
He nails them every time. He just debuted a new one, Busta Rhymes. And honestly, if you close your eyes,
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes.
and you would think you are watching a clip of Busta Rhymes. Check this out.
They say Busta Rhymes, you know, Busta. When you say that it comes from a long line of like prestigiousness as far as, you know, being a wordsmith. So Busta Rhymes, and I'm not talking in third person. I'm just talking as, you know, a very confident, you know, individual.
Can I open my eyes now?
Yeah, no, keep them closed.
Well,
Keep 'em
no,
closed.
that was Busta Rhymes. That wasn't Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it was actually Jamie Foxx.
There's no way that was
Now,
Jamie
if he
Foxx.
wants to impress me, he's got to rap like him.
That was good.
But if he rapped like him, that would be
And you know
amazing.
and you know he could do that too.
He's probably working
He
on
could do
it for
that
his
too.
next gig.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow.